right.
What's new in retro games? Can you tell me what's new in retro games, please? What's new in retro games? Can you tell me what's new in retro games this week?
Hello, yes, it is me. It is Jace at Retrogames. Hello, how are you? Happy Friday, happy Retro Gaming Day. I was thinking about getting a new hoodie. Happy Retro Games Day. That would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? Pretty awesome, but I can't be bothered. Can't be bothered to get it made. So here we are. How are you? How was your week? Did you enjoy last week's show? Yes, the traffic dropped by half on last week's show. I thought I was on the right track. I thought this show was getting more popular. It's not, but there was no Mardy, grim, hostile comments last week. I'm surprised because I kind of opened the floodgates for that by complaining. But yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for being so nice. Big hi to the Hardcore 44. Let's get on with it. First this.
Tell me the retro games news.
It's not news at all, actually, but I made the jingle and I'm going to use it. Let's talk about this. Now, a few months ago, I talked to you guys about time frost. Yes, a term I made up for what happens to CDs, compact discs, over time, particularly if left in a digipack case. And I remember when I said that, you were all thinking, yeah, whatever, Jace, never heard of it, don't know what you're talking about. But then finally, I said, when I find one, I'm going to put it on the show. And this week, we got this Wing Commander 3. It's a digipack for the PC. And it's got time frost. Not the worst time frost, not the best example of time frost I could show you, but it's got it. And I thought, well, I'm going to get it. Now, that disc, let's have a look. Can you see? That's just a bit, you're thinking that's just dirty. But there's a definite pattern. And the reason I call it frost is because it looks a bit like frozen snow, or like frozen water. It's got compact, clever ends. I'm really hoping that this shows, and I shall try and freeze it if it does show the time. Just getting reflections of my ugly mug. Can you see this patination here? You see, it's like almost crystalline. It's like, yeah, it's a chemical reaction that happens to CD surfaces. And yeah, I just thought I'd cheer you up. Be frightened about your games collection. No, generally I find this with digipacks. Now, if you think about what games come in digipacks, maybe CD32 is vulnerable to this. Maybe it's time to take your CD32 get games out of the cases and stick them in plastic, hard plastic, CD single sleeves in cases. It might be time. And if you've got stuff in digipack, I just say, better safe than sorry. You do not want to go to a game that you haven't played for 10 years and open it up and find it's absolutely time frosted up. Now, last week, last week, this bit of the show, it lasted about 10 minutes. It took me 7 hours to edit. But yes, it was the best bit. So I'm in that quandary. Do I waste an entire day editing a 10-minute section of a video or do something more interesting instead? Well, this week I've decided to do the edit. New tune. Here's all the things that didn't make it into our top 10 this week. 515 items added this week. We start with the bargain basement and the classic Sega Rally for Saturn. Yeah, it's missing the manual, but what a bargain. Shenmue, the classic arcade adventure from Yu Suzuki. Yeah, it's all here apart from the slipcase, but all 4 discs and the manuals. Ever fancy putting your Game Boy Advance games in little cases? There's 45 of them. Yes, Forbidden Forest. Let's just pause to soak up the video game magic. Yes, one of my all-time top 10 best games. £7 because it's not got the box. Anirog Kong for the Commodore 64. Bit of writing on the label. The legendary first issue of Ridge Racer. Just a little bit scruffy. Tomb Raider 3 with a scruffy manual. Classic Sega Fishing on the Wii. And it's only £3. Finally, a GameCube game, Reign of Fire. Let's get out of the bargain basement quick. Commodore, and we start with this beautiful Amiga. Isn't it in amazing condition? Close to 10 out of 10. Sadly not working, always the case with the beautiful ones. Now, race driving for the Amiga, the sequel to hard driving, the Atari coin-op. This game is legendary, is it? Came out in the arcade. There's two sit-down versions, the yellow and the red, but there's also this really rare panorama vision with 3 screens. The standard arcade machine looks like it's going to fall over if you lean on it, but look at the game. It is so slow. This game had a clutch. People thought they could learn to drive playing this. You can count the frame rate. This is the Amiga version, slightly faster in the arcade, but yes, is it any wonder it sold so poorly? Megalomania. Now, I love RTS strategy games, and this one put the fun back in. Thank you, John Hare. Most memorable for its quirky voiceovers.
The production run's completed.
The design's ready.
Another game close to my heart for the Amiga, Eye of the Beholder. Yes, an amazing role-playing adventure game in the style of Dungeon Master. It comes with a rare map, but someone has written on it. Just take it as a head start. Kyrandia, a point-and-click adventure game from Westwood. Yes, from Westwood, the creators of the Command & Conquer series. But this is definitely a point-and-click adventure, and it's a bit of a slow one. Yes, that is the sound of digitised panpipes. At this point in time, panpipes were seen as the ultimate musical instrument, and you could hear them on everything. But it's the loading time between screens. We're at the edge of the screen, waiting for the next... Okay, I daren't walk out of the screen because of the pause. Here we go, should we do it one more time? Amiga CD-ROM, Foundation's Waste Director's Cut. And what about this? Again, Amiga CD-ROM is a Commodore 64 compilation. Look at all the amazing titles on there. All playable on your Amiga. What? What's going on? What the hell is this? What? This is an aberration. What is... I can't concentrate. My brain hurts. No, don't be alarmed. It is another wacky game from Jeff Minter and Cipital. Don't be sad with yourself if you call it Antisipal. I did for years. It comes with a map, and I think Jeff might have drawn that little map himself. What do you think? Electronic games this week, and the classic Astro Wars. Can I talk about Astro Wars any more than I already have? It's the perfect game for the toilet. Caveman tabletop. Sadly, we could not get this working. We tried so hard, but it's in beautiful physical condition. Very, very sad. Game & Watch and the classic Oil Panic. These double screen games are brilliant, but the box is just beautiful on this. Donkey Kong takes you back to playgrounds and school dinners and PE kits, doesn't it? Classic. And what about this for a rip-off console? It looks like an original Game Boy. It's a horrible Tetris clone, but look at the back. It looks like a Game Boy. Don't look at the sticker marks. Yes, it's Nintendo now and Smash Brothers. Apart from those little marks on the front, it's a nice copy. Little damage to the manual. Metroid. Now this is part of that Famicom range where they reissued NES Famicom titles for the Game Boy in these cute little boxes. Lovely. We've covered this before. This is one of my favourite Game Boy games. It is Toka Touring Car Championship for the Game Boy Color. Brilliant fun. Who cares that it doesn't have cockpit view? Slightly less fun is the classic Micro Machines for the original Game Boy. Beautiful box on this one. Close to 10 out of 10. Vintage PC games. Yes, we had a massive collection of beautiful floppy disk games for PC, including Dune 2. Don't be scared of the price. And what about this? The original first Monkey Island for PC. Such a classic comedy adventure game. And it's got the code wheel. Discworld 2, more comedy adventure. Now, a lot of these are adventure and role-playing games. This one includes the baggage screensaver floppy disk. Shadowcaster. Yes, scrape those skeletons. A pretty punchy first-person RPG, and someone made a CD-ROM of it too. Zork Zero, yeah, the Zork series. Remember that from the Commodore? That carried on. Classic Infocom adventure for PC. Do you remember when games were like this? Yes, you had to type things. It looks like an adventure, but actually it's an early role-playing game. It's the classic Wasteland. Came out for a few formats, came out for Amiga and Atari ST as well. It provides a perfect insight into what it's going to be like in a radioactive 2087. What about this? Battletech, another RPG from Infocom. Classic series, the original game. Beautiful. Sierra, famous for the classic adventures, Police Quest, King's Quest. What about Gold Rush? Go back to the golden age of the Wild West. Look at the map. This is King's Bounty from New World Computing. Yeah, an arcadey Defender of the Crown feel about it, isn't there? A bit of an arcadey strategy adventure. Beautiful box, lovely cover design. That box is gorgeous. Electronic Arts, of course, released loads of role-playing and adventure games for early formats. What about this? Starflight 2, a lavish space adventure filled with weird aliens, and it includes a lovely star map. So you want to be a hero, right? Yeah, this is Hero's Quest. Typical point-and-click adventure game. Scramble your brain trying to figure out how they came up with such crazy solutions. How many floppies? Oh my goodness. Let's get through a few other formats. This is Return to Eden for the Amstrad CPC and Mars Sport for the Amstrad CPC. Classic adventuring. How about this for Amstrad? Cobra, the Stallone classic. It can't be as bad as the others. Oh my god. Oh, what is that? Someone hanging themselves in the window? There's a local street ladies. Yes, very fit, loves. Get ready for something weird. Yes, he exploded. Batman, the legendary isometric adventure from John Rittman for Amstrad. And Aliens. Yes, you'll know this from the movie. Now, imagine the movie had the same soundtrack as the game. It's a strange one, isn't it? It's a strange one. Yeah, you control all the different members of the crew, shooting aliens in the dark. Well, that's to be expected, but I think they've got the wrong music. Someone else should have done. I should have done the music for this. Talking of music, what about this? BBC Music Processor, a synthesizer for your BBC Micro. Jean-Michel Jarre returns. How about this? This is Caterpillar. Look at the lavish, huge clam case for this. I think you could have scaled down the packaging, boys. Some original Xbox stuff like this, Dead Man's Hand. You expect this to be an Xbox game. They're all like this. Gun Valkyrie from Sega. Oh, how about the legendary Toe Jam and Earl, made to look exactly the same as every other game from the era. Yep. You've seen it before. And let's end on a classic Sega game, the original Phantasy Star role-playing game for the Sega Master System, in immaculate, beautiful condition. Come on, guess the price. Guess the price. It's that much. Yeah, still the best bit. It is still the best bit. I don't know how long that took me to edit at this point, because I'm recording this bit after I've done the edit. But I'm guessing it took ages. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you didn't turn off at that point. Turn off this point. This is now we're on to the top 10. My top 10 favourite things that came into the retrogames.co.uk website this week. All these items are for sale. Come on.
What's number 10?
And we start this week with the Commodore Amiga. And it's a game that we all love. We all love this game from Sega formats. Final Fight was a massive hit for the Mega CD. But what's it like on an Amiga? And I just thought, well, let's compare, just for the fun of it, let's just compare what the Commodore 16-bit home British computer can do compared to that Sega Mega CD version, which was the bigger hit of the two. Final Fight, Amiga versus Mega CD. And of course we start with the Amiga, and we are instantly whacking people over the head with sticks. Well, it's a drain pipe really. But yeah, it's smooth, it's quiet, it's kind of peaceful. But it looks like Final Fight, doesn't it? Let's check out the Mega CD version. Oh. Now this feels like an amazing arcade game. I mean, the music is a big help here, and you've got the CD, so it's a CD recorded soundtrack. But the graphics as well, it's just fuller, more lively. Let's go side by side to check. The answer is clear. Commodore, leave the arcade stuff to Sega. And here it is. It's a big box. It's a little bit worn. Yeah, again, it's one of those boxes that came, like we discussed last week, that comes with no inner packaging. Shake it about. And let's just have a look. There's not much in there. Oh, hang on. We've got the discs. You need those to play it. You got the manual. Yeah, there is the manual. You got the warranty card. But what's this? What is this? This is a flyer for something called Click. I've never seen anything like it. It's some kind of magazine. Some kind of magazine flyer in there. Oh, I like this sort of stuff. The world's first computer games magazine on video. It's a VHS video magazine. And they put flyers in with Final Fight. Yeah, strange. Okay, let's go for number 9.
What's number 9?
And it's another big box game, but this time not for the Commodore Amiga. It's for the PC, released in 1988, Space Rogue. Now Rogue, you've heard of Rogue and Roguelite, Roguelike. It's a big thing. If you go onto Steam or, every game seems to relate to the ancient game of Rogue. And I've figured out what this is. Now, just for you, just in case you're thinking, what the heck does it mean? Well, there's a game called Rogue, and basically what this means is when you play a game, say it's a dungeon crawler, and you're crawling through the dungeon, checking the cameras, crawling through the dungeon, and you find a potion, and that potion improves your HP, gives you 10 extra HP, say. But then you die in that game. But then when you go back to start a next game, you've still got that extra 10 HP. You improve your stats for the next time you play, every time you play. And that is like crack cocaine. That is so addictive. I'm totally addicted to roguelike games. Space Rogue is not a game like that. Check it out. Welcome to Space Rogue. Now this is an old game if you can't tell. We are top-down view flying through the galaxy, and you see this green square. This is a space base. So let's click to cockpit view, and that green polygon is the space base. I'm in the cockpit of the Sun Racer. I've speeded this up because it's so slow, and I've cut a bit out now because it's so slow. I am now docking. You can see it's like two kind of pyramids stuck together with a bit of white glue. Well, the white glue is the space base, and this is real time now. This is how slow it takes to dock. Scroll down. We are now in the space base. Calm down. You're getting overexcited. Let's see if we can buy a beer before we finish. And there's the bar. Yeah, I mean, these sort of games, they are so cool, aren't they? But they're certainly from a time long, long ago. The reason I have picked this is because of the imagery on the box, really. And that is because of this guy. Yes, is it Stefan Dennis from... He's got a lot of attitude, this guy, hasn't he? I just love the guy. Look at him. He's got the scarf, he's got the leather jacket, he's got the helmet. He's ready for action. Do you think people in space really will just go around in leather jackets? I mean, if you look carefully, he's got like some sort of suit jacket underneath. He's wearing leather trousers, of course he is. Anyway, I'll open the box. It's on 5 1/4-inch floppy. It's old when the floppies actually bend. And there we have the Sun Racer Owner's Guide, which is the main manual. Yeah, but it's just got some pictures. Oh no, it's got bits and bobs in there, bits about the ship. Nice. It's got, what else we got? We have got a chart, a star chart. Very rare, very sought after game. We have this Far From Star cluster. Now it has been taped, you can see here, it has been used. It's a bit bobbly. I think that's from wood chip wallpaper that it's been hanging up against. It's a little bit bobbly. It's soaked up some of the texture. But yeah, I'm gonna have to fold this up in my own time, aren't I? That needs work. We've got Space Road reference card. You need a they always call it a card, but it's actually a booklet. Well, it folds out. Yeah, it's to install the game. But then we have this, and the reason I like this is we've got another picture of the amazing guy from the cover. It's a little novella, short story by Neil Shapiro, Stars of Opportunity, and there he is, full length. looking incredible. He's still got the scarf, still got his massive boots he's wearing. I mean, if I go to space, I've got to look like this, right? I just think, what a timeless picture. You would never promote a game, unless you were being ironic. You wouldn't promote a video game with an image like this, would you now? It's just so, it's beyond it. It's so cheesy, and I love it. Okay, what's number 8?
What's number 8?
And it's Commodore 64. We've still got a bit of Commodore 64 heading on the site, and it is this game. It is a beautiful game. It's by Alligator. We've recently had a different Alligator. I think 2 weeks ago we had a big Alligator game for the Commodore 64. Well, now we've got a haunted house. Let's just check out the game first. And it's actually a game by the prolific Tony Crowther. He probably thinks his best game is Captive or Liberation, but we all know it's Monty Mole. Anyway, this is quite a tricky game. Guess the door to come out of. You choose which door you want to come out of. Try and grab the key without the ghost getting you, but the ghost is hard to miss. Done it. Right, now we get to the next stage, around the maze, and this seems virtually impossible. Come on, Tony, what are you doing to us? He's so fast, the ghost. He's coming to get me. He's blocked by... You've got to time it because he's blocked by those No, that's it. Dead. Dead. Oh. But look at that artwork. That is of the time. That is a beautiful thing. When you say retro games, to me, it's the font. The font is gorgeous, but the image... there's a skeleton looking over the door. There's a giant key. There's a confused man as a snake comes down to try and bite his head. And of course we've got the obligatory bat. But yeah, beautiful. And then on the back you've got never anything on the inside of Alligator inlays. All the instructions are on the reverse. What a beautiful thing. It's just of the time. Of the time. I love it. Moving on.
What's number 7?
Hardware. Now this is a confusing console, which if you're like me, you didn't really know much about it. This is a rarity of the future, I think. It's a Nintendo console, but we don't get... I think this might be only the second one we've ever had of these. It is the Wii Lite. And it is a gorgeous design, isn't it? And this is such a rare thing. You never see these around. This is a remake of the Nintendo Wii. Right at the end of the Wii's life, they decided to make a mini version. And I don't think anybody bought this. But what? That is a chunk of Nintendo joy. Look at the shape of it. That is a beautiful console. And are you ready? Are you ready for this? If you already know all this, if you've got one of these, sorry, this is boring. But for me, I'm quite excited. It's like new. It's red. It's black. And let's pop it. Whoa, that's fast. That is a fast eject. I'll do that again just for you. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Yeah, it's nice to have a flip top console, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit like the Mega CD. But you got a button. You got the button. It flips open. You know, you want to put, you know, a little guy on there, like, you know, some matches or something, and fling them at people. Yeah. Woo! Well, maybe not that. A bit faster. Yeah, got you. You know. But anyway, what a beautiful. Jace, you're losing the plot. Yeah, what's new? Beautiful compact console. Comes with a couple of controllers. This one actually also comes with the 2 regular controllers, the nunchuck. I mean, nunchuck. Do you remember anything with nunchucks? In the late 70s, early 80s, any videos or TV stuff that had any nunchucks in them were banned in the UK. That is fact. I remember that because you couldn't buy them. They were the most lethal weapon. You know, forget shurikens, nunchucks. They were. I think people must have gone around with them. Maybe in the punk era, people were taking nunchucks around and they were whacking the crap out of people. I don't know, but yeah, I always thought it was a strange choice to call the nunchuck controller, which is nothing like a nunchuck. I mean, it's just the fact that it's on a wire connected to the standard Wii controller. I mean, could you kill someone with it? Could you? Shall we try and kill someone? Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look like it's too long. It's too long for, you know, I can't do any of that flicking it around, but I wish I could. Anyway, this console also comes with this. This is the NES, the NES version of the Wii Pro controller. So it is a Wii controller, and there's a proper jack, but it is exactly the same as the official NES controller. Very nice, a nice set. I just put it out. I think that is a future rarity. If you do not have a Wii Mini, I think out of all your Nintendo console collection, this one can be quite rare. Obviously, this one's not in the box. Look for a boxed one. Don't buy this one. Buy a boxed one. Moving on,
What's number 6?
It's number 6, and it is an Electron game. A game for the Acorn Electron. It is Snapper. It is a Pac-Man game, but it is sealed. Let's just check out what is the Electron's version of Pac-Man like. Of course, every 1980s home computer had to have a version of Pac-Man. This one's quite pretty. I think it's a pretty good one, isn't it? Yeah, eat those bad boys. Yeah, when they come back, they look a bit like Morph, don't they? Don't the ghosts look like Morph? And there it is. It is a beautiful sealed shrink wrap. It's got a little bit squashed. These seals, I think they do retract over the years and squash the boxes a little bit. No, not that. But yeah, still beautiful condition, and it's lovely to have a really old game. 1983, still sealed. Moving on now, it must be number 5.
What's number 5?
And of course, it's our Perseganist game of the week. I seem to be doing one of these every week. I thought, why stop now? It's Baal. It's on the Cyclaps label. That's the sub-label of Psygnosis. Cyclaps. We've talked about that before. Crazy name, but an excuse to make smaller boxes. It has got one of those Roger Dean pictures, which is brilliant. Before we get into it, let's check the game out. Yes, it's a Psygnosis game, and it all looks a bit familiar. We've got a nice jump mechanic, though. We do a forward roll in air. Not the easiest way to jump. There's a lot of games that do that. It looks good, but I'm not sure it's physically efficient. Yeah, there's a lot of climbing and walking about, but there's nothing here. It's like deserted. Where's everyone gone? Now, this bit annoys me. This is a British phone box. Now, I don't know where we are. An alien planet? It's just not cohesive. It's bad game design. Why are we suddenly getting a phone box that gives us a jetpack? It doesn't make any sense. And what's the point of the jetpack? I mean, just to get through the empty levels even quicker? Now, I did find some bad guys, and what bad guys they are. What a strange hopping thing. I guess sprite animation wasn't their forte. What the hell is that thing? Yes, there's an argument to say that all Perseganist games are very similar. I will give you that. Anyway, beautiful example of the game. Why have I picked it? It's not the most special, not the most valuable game. But yeah, we've got what we got. We've got the manual with a virus warning on the front. Yeah, viruses becoming prevalent when this came out. We've got the warranty. You've got the disc for the old Amiga, but you have got this, and this is a Perseganist brochure. And I thought, well, that's definitely worth coming on. There it is. It's beautiful. It's got an owl. It's got Cyclaps written at the bottom, so covering both their little labels. Well, little label. And then we just go through it there. So we've got Adventurer. Beautiful. That is a rare one, that one. There is Baal. It folds out. Then we've got Chrono Quest. Beautiful. Menace. Great shooter. And then we've got a mail order form. You can order directly from Psygnosis. You have to put in your card number, your expiry date, and your signature all on a form. That does lend itself to fraud, doesn't it? I think now, having to sign and put all your credit card details, you think, well, what's left? You've got my address. Just ask for the date of birth and mother's maiden name and you're set. Let's look at the other side. Barbarian, of course, the debut game, and Pteropods, the other debut game, and Obliterator, the third game. Those are the first 3 games that came out from Psygnosis. And they're all very similar point and click arcade adventures that are annoying to play. Anyway, that was quite fun, wasn't it? We're getting there. Top 4. What's number 4?
What's number 4?
Number 4 is for the Commodore. Of course it is. It's a Commodore 64 game, another Commodore 64 game. It is a game called Slurpee. I'm never ever not going to choose a game called Slurpee. Let's check out Slurpee. Oh, please, Joshua. I've told you 3 times now. Please, just be quiet. Come on, I need to concentrate. Yes, please be quiet. Oh. If you're quiet, I'll let you do the graphics for my video game, okay? Yeah, now I've got a bit of a complaint here because it says Slurpee, biggest appetite ever. Come off it, mate. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? I can out-eat a Slurpee, no problem. I can eat a Slurpee. Yeah, but he's a funny looking fella. He's got a big trumpet nose. He's very nice. I just think, oh, I love this era. This era, games were so fun. You go to the shop, you pick something up like this. Oh, drop the manual. The manual's a bit tatty there, a little bit doggy. But yeah, you go to the shop and you'd be so excited. You see something like this. Oh yeah, Slurpee, Mum, Slurpee. Hey, oh, Mum, please buy me Slurpee. And you bring home Slurpee and you load up Slurpee. It takes ages. And then you play Slurpee and you think, Mum, can we go shops again? Anyway, I still love this era of gaming. Moving on. We're top three now. Top three.
What's number 3?
And continuing our adventures on the PC, another early PC game, Dragon Wars, in particularly lovely condition. It's a role-playing adventure from the same team that brought us Bard's Tale. Let's check it out. And it's another semi-arcade role-playing game. One of those games where the decisions are important rather than rushing for the joystick and doing everything in the right time. But it is a 3D game. I mean, we mentioned Baldur's Gate earlier. I mean, similar 3D perspective. I mean, the walls disappear and are very thin in some places, and there's text. And I know that puts a lot of people off. But yeah, we're wandering about, we're finding weapons, we're battling with monsters. It's a vintage game you can really sink your teeth into. Oh, horrible spider. Great animation, though. I mean, there is no denying that these role-playing adventure games are the most expensive, most sought-after games for the PC format. Adventure and RPG are the backbone of video game collecting on boxed formats, I would say. I mean, you can think about it. If you think about all the adventure games on the Commodore 64, on the Spectrum, those big role-playing games, the big boxes, they are high-value games. They are hard to find. All the level 9s, all the Amiga, Rainbird stuff, all the Magnetic Scrolls adventures, all this Bard's Tales, you know, all the Infocom stuff, the Sierra stuff. There's so much, and they are all so valuable and sought after. Well, this is by Interplay. I'm going to open it. It's got a lovely cover. It's in beautiful condition. This game did come out on Amiga and Atari ST as well. It's actually, yeah, very hard to find now on a lot of those formats, and it's on two formats. We've got the 3.5-inch floppy and double grip it, Jace, and double 5.25-inch floppies. We've got the reference card, we've got the manual, and we've got the empty box, but it's so lovely and clean. It's a lovely example of a sought after game. We've never had this in stock in this condition for any format, I don't think. So it's definitely warranted number 3. I don't care what you say. Moving on, number 2.
What's number 2?
It's big, it's hardware again, it's more Nintendo. Oh, look at that. That is a American Super Nintendo. For all our American fans, this is unusual for us. We don't see a lot of US Super Nintendos, Beesball. We just don't see them. They don't come over here very often. They're awkward. They've got a very specific power supply. They need step down. They're hard. You can't play PAL stuff on them at all, but they do run faster, and we all like American chunky cartridges, don't we? The chunky cartridges do look nice. But anyway, beautiful box set. I'm going to try and get it on the big camera and give you a view. Look at that, beautiful. It is without doubt the nicest US SNES set we have ever had in stock. Yeah, I was quite blown away when this arrived and being in this condition. It's beautiful. I'm gonna slip it out. Oh, it's what you've been waiting for. I'm gonna get it out. Go on, slip it. Oh, just tug it gently. Oh, stop it, Jace. Oh, he's pulling it. Oh, firstly, most importantly, it has the cardboard lid, a pristine cardboard lid, which sits over the top of the Pollyanna. Beautiful, and you can see there on the big camera there, look, it just sits there, and look, there we go. Oh my goodness, is this beautiful or what? Look at those manuals. Yeah, and it comes with, of course, with the cartridge protector. It comes with Super Mario, this set. It's got the power supply, it's got an AV cable. It's also got the American style screw-in RF cable. It's got the also got the setup guide, a big setup guide, untouched. Can reading make you live longer? Yeah, a little brochure thing in there. Let's get the console out and the controllers out. Give them a close up. Let's get the pick it up. Right, bring that to one side. This is a US SNES. Yeah. Why did Nintendo make this thing so much more chunkier than the UK or the Super Famicom versions or the European versions? It just seems crazy. They obviously thought this shape will appeal to Americans. Yeah, it's like those massive pickup trucks they drive. It's got to be, it can't be rounded around the edges, it's got to be blocky. It needs to be blocky for the Americans. The Yanks love blocky stuff. Look at that Elon Musk truck. They're right, aren't they? Blocky. But look at this thing. It is immaculate. Beautiful condition. We did test it, of course we had to test it. We didn't want to because it's almost like it's unused. It's definite 10 out of 10 console. And just to finish, the controllers, it comes with two controllers. They are nicely wrapped there. Don't do it, Jace, don't do it. Oh, I'll put this back nicely off of camera. But there is obviously the crazy to change the controllers to. They didn't make them blocky, but they changed the colours of the buttons to match the SNES. So instead of the classic 4 colours that you get on the traditional SNES controller, you have 2. It's worse. It is worse and completely incompatible with the Super Famicom or the SNES. These controllers, they are only compatible with the US SNES. But what a beautiful thing. I hope you liked it. Come on then, Jace. What's number 1?
Here it comes, it's number 1.
Yeah, number 1. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking the 3rd episode in, and he's picked a handheld for number 1. Of course he has. It had to happen, didn't it? And it is this. It's the epic Entex Super Cobra. What a tabletop game. I'm going to give it some gameplay in a sec, but first I'm going to get it out and show you. Let's just get the box on there. It's a nice box. I mean, it's not super pristine. They never are. But it is holding together well. You have this flap so that at the front, I don't know why they did this. It folds out, and then at the back gives you a bigger picture. Then you've got to fold it back up. I don't know why they did that. It makes them more vulnerable as packaging items. Top flap's intact. It's a bit, worn. It's got some issues. I mean, it is a bit worn there, but as a boxed example of such a rare game, it is lovely to see. Let's pull out the Pollyanna. Yeah, we've got both Pollyannas in there. We've got the manual. There's the Super Cobra manual. We've got the game. Here it is. Beautiful game. Such a joy to play. It has a speed controller. Instructions on the base. Battery covers. Beautiful. It is beautiful. And now, what you've been waiting for, I'm going to play it for you. Here we go then. Let's... This is hard. This is hard standing up. It is a scramble, of course. Let's get the screen on. You've got the bomb. You've got. You get the idea. Can I go forward? Yes, I can. Oh, yeah. You can see the display is so deep in the game. You see, it's like buried in among. It's beautiful. I love that. It seems far away. It's just to do with a magnifying lens, but it just feels like it's deep in the bottom, like deeper than the actual machine is. That game is right at the bottom of a well, and I just love that kind of feeling. Let's just start one more game, see if I can embarrass myself some more. It's because I'm holding it like this in the air. I am a lot better at games than this. I know I'm terrible, but yeah. Oh, look now this looks proper. I crashed, but you get it. It is Super Cobra. What a piece of glorious electronic plastic. What a perfect game to end the show on. Super Cobra, come on, that is a winner. Thank you ever so much for watching. Please, 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 if you enjoy the show, please like it, subscribe and like. I think those likes are the only thing that generates any traffic, and we really, really, really need to grow the channel, or I'll stop. That's it. I think 1,000 views is not unreasonable. There's so many people out there putting just rubbish up there, just like, oh look, I went to CEX, bought this, and they got like 5.5 million views, and you think, well, how did that work? How did that happen? How did it happen? It's so frustrating. But anyway, that's just enough of me. I'm just trying to get that out of the show. Cut that out of the show, Jace. Don't put that clip in. Don't put that in. You've ruined the show. I might have left it in. Maybe a talkie show soon coming. I'm still working on that. I've got to make a new theme tune, but maybe a bit more of a chat show coming soon. Until then, until next week, really. Thanks for watching. Happy retro gaming, retro gamers!
Retrogames says thank you for watching. Retrogames says thank you for watching. I'm just a sad boy. Throw me all away, throw me all away. I'm just a sad boy. Throw me all away, throw me all away. Throw me all away, throw me all away.